Hello, this is Martin from seekedge, the channel for learning about trading and investing. Welcome to another show of Markets Tomorrow. Right, this is a technical analysis show where we look at the what happened in the market the previous day, and then look towards how we can plan for the next day. Right. So watch out till the end, and if you are not subscribed, please click the subscribe button and share to maximum number of those who you think may find this useful. So this is for August 3rd, 2021, Tuesday, and let's get in. So as we do every day, right, we do the pre-market analysis based on these parameters, right, the candlestick patterns, the price action, right, the volatility, contraction on the bands, and support resistances, moving averages, divergences, trend, and all of this on the charts. On the right side, we look at open interest data, the volatility, the institutional participation, the sectorial watch, global commodities and global markets, and then you wrap up, right? So let's not, without any further delay, get into and see what happened in the market. So this is the candle. The candle is a hammer pattern. Hammer indicates a reversal pattern when it is at the top, but here it's this is neither on a downtrend, looks like, nor it is on a uptrend. So but regardless, this hammer is bullish because the hammer indicates that there is bullish pressure from the bottom. The wick, the shadow, indicates that, right? So you can say it's kind of bullish candle overall. Bank Nifty has a spinning top, but spinning top normally has to be on the top of the trend, or to make sense. So it's a small body candle, slightly bearish, right, with equal wick size on both sides, right? But does not have much significance since it's not on the top of a rally, right? So that's it. And the 15 lower time frame 15 minute will clearly say what is it. So today what happened is it gapped in the morning, gapped up how much? Quite some. Let's see how much of gap up happened. So nearly 100 points it gapped. Then it started dipping down, right? Then it trended slowly, and then it gave it up at 215 with a big dip, and then it again shot back. So it was a difficult day to trade because gap up, then dip, and then up, and then dip and up. So it's like it's a tough day for intraday players, whether a buyer or a seller. And this all happened about the previous day's high. Bank Nifty, the same thing. It's even more bad shape. It happened. It's gapped up, little bit gap down, then trended up. Then it had one fall at 11:30 and another fall at 2 o'clock. So two falls it had. Nifty had only one of that, right? And but overall it ended up green, both indexes, right? So Bank Nifty was more kind of bearish. So if you see, it moved up some 200 300 points, near to that 250 300 points, and then it gave up most of that, right? So you can see that it is from the top, it has given up some almost like 200 points. So it gave up most of what it had gained. So the gap up did not benefit anyone, except any one of the intraday players, right? So previous BTST trades might have benefited, but or position swing traders who had the direction set correctly might have gained. Otherwise, it was not a great day for intraday trading, right? So, but overall, if you see, it was a green day. It is a bounce, and we had seen that the weekly has a momentum divergence. It has a momentum divergence where the price and it's a bullish momentum divergence, not a bearish. It's a reverse divergence, not normal divergence. So that is bullish, and that can be could be the technical reason for the bounce that happened. Bank Nifty don't have any divergences, right? So overall, I'm talking about momentum divergence. So overall, if you see, the momentum has picked up, but it's still in the sideways for Nifty, and Bank Nifty, it's still in the sideways. Momentum did not pick up that much. And trend, if you see the trend indicator ADX, you can see that the bearishness is reduced, slightly fallen, you can see, but it's still in the bearish zone. And Nifty, you can see that it's still in the bearish zones, but it has dipped a little bit, right? Strength also has turned down. Bank Nifty, the strength of the ADX is heading up still. That means bearishness although has dipped, but it is still got strength. Nifty bearishness does not have much strength, but it is still in the bearish zones, right? So that's about the trend. Now the momentum, the price action, the candlestick patterns, and now we'll see the Bollinger Bands, and Nifty, you can see still in consolidation, and Nifty still consolidation. So the contraction of the volatility is what you see here, the skews, the volatility. The band is not expanding, it's still in a skews mode. It's not going up, it's not spilling out, neither in Nifty, Bank Nifty. That's the support level. Resistances all remains the same that from what we had seen the last day. The difference is that today Nifty has hit the resistance zone. Yesterday it had hit and then fallen back to the channel. Today it has hit and then entered into the band, you can see, right? But from 15,830 levels to 15,950 levels, so that 100 point is still a major resistance area, and it has to come out of that to break and hit the 16,000. So that has still not happened. Let's hope that it may happen next day. Bank Nifty is bearish. It has moved up and closed slightly above, but 125 points above, but it is rusting since last 3, 4, 5 days. More than that. Right from July 20th, it is hovering around the support zone of 34,700 to kind of 35,000. That trend. The 300 points is where Bank Nifty has been hovering around since last 7-8 trading days. Almost 7 trading days. You can see that it's not moving anywhere from here because the resistance is up there at 33,800 and 35,500, 35,850 to 30. So that zone on the top is not being looked at. It is still hovering around the bottom support area here, below 35,000 area. So it's, that's about, so it has to go up and hit this to further move. Beyond that, it is again resistance is up there. Beyond that, it does all-time high of 37,000. So Bank Nifty is definitely a laggard as compared to the Nifty. Yeah. Now divergences, we have already seen momentum, we have seen it is sideways. Trend, we have seen it's bearish. Divergence weekly only. This seems to be working, that pushed the market up today. Now let's get to the open interest data and see what does the open interest data, the futures, are saying today. So today is August 2nd, and we see that it is a long build up, of course, in the Nifty, and the Bank Nifty, we are seeing that it is again a long build up that happened. The futures contracts. Now options open interest data, what does it say? For the August 5th expiry, we are seeing that it is having a, it's overall, if you look, it's a bullish chart. 15,800 is having the highest support and highest resistance is minus 15,900, which is where it is working on. So 1.03 put call ratio is bullish. So the open interest is bullish on Nifty. How about Bank Nifty? Bank Nifty is bearish. PCR is not bullish, 0.71, and highest resistance is 35,000. Still, for the last 2-3 weeks, it's 35,000. 34,800 is the next support, next resistance zone, right? So it has to conquer 34,800 first, then only 35,000, which is the highest. Supports highest is seen as 34,500. That's highest. That's where the nearest support can be seen. Right below that, there is hardly any supports. Like very less contracts. So both call ratio and the open interest rate overall shows that it is bearish charts, bearish. Data is what bank nifty, opposite to that of nifty. Now volatility, what happened today is it's kind of forming a doji kind of pattern. So if you go to the 5 minutes, you'll understand what happened. So today, if you see from, it was a flat volatility day, right? More or less, it is flat volatility day, right? It did not move much. Big moves did not happen that much, you can say. So, right. So, yes. So you can see that there is a spike that has happened in the volatility when the market fall down. Definitely, the VIX has to spike up, but it is not very big, you can say. So yeah, so there's a half a percent, nearly half a percent of spike might have happened. 0.3 percentage of spike. So it's settled at 12.8, which is still the low VIX. Foreign institutional participant is something I would be interested to see, and let's see what happened in the cash market for the foreign institutional participation. They sold today also as before. 15,500 crores was sold. Previous day 3,848 crores was sold. Domestic institutions bought 1,500, equal amount. Previous day also almost equal amount, 3,000. So domestic institutions keeps buying, foreign institutions keep selling since so many days is what we can clearly see here in the charts. Buying from the DIS, selling from FIS. So sector watch is next. So how did the sector perform? To get a quick view, let's go to the heat map and see how the sector has performed today. And you see green all over. Now it's all green. So almost all sectors performed today. Actually, almost all performed, right? So heat map, you see Reliance performed, HDFC performed, Infosys, and TCS, and no matter what market nifty moved up, right? All the index heavyweights have slightly turned into green today. Now, even then, let's look at the IT index one by one, the IT index charts, and what do we see? It's heading up and up and up. Another day of bullish moment, right? As long as the dollar is appreciating, right? And the IT index will keep on shooting up, right? So we had seen that there is some divergences that exist, so but it's definitely the only clear bullish sector, we can say. Metal, yes, it broke out, and it is a bullish divergence that happened on the weekly. We had identified that there is bullish divergence and the target is almost met, and that is exactly what is working, right? But today, if you see, there is some correction after the breakout. The breakout is a rounding pattern or a W pattern, you can see. It broke out the other day, 29th, and today and the previous day, this consolidation that you're seeing. So metal is in the bullish ones, right? IT is in the bullish ones. Auto, yes, finally you are seeing some green in the auto. It looks like it is reversing, right? But keep in mind that the weekly also has got an M pattern that was halfway, right? And if it is going below this 9939 levels, then it could go up till here further down. But as of now, we are seeing the next month and the next week opening with a green, but not above the previous candle top, right? But definitely in the daily basis, you can see that there is some kind of. So if this is moving above this neckline, then probably we can assume that the reversal is over. The momentum also has gone to the sideways from the bearishness. So overall auto is bearish. It has changed. Slight up movement. You're seeing the last candle. This is kind of bullish hammer pattern, which may indicate that we may have further up move. and if it is going above this neckline, it may indicate that auto sector may revive and come back. We don't know, but as of now it's still in the sideways momentum. It has moved from bearish momentum to sideways momentum, and it is showing some bullish candles, and then it is not, at least you can say it's not going into deep bearish zones on the index wise. Pharma actually was bullish, but it did a big correction, and we have seen that on the weekly there could be a bullish move that can be expected this week. Last week we had identified that there is a we had a bearish divergence which caused this huge dip, and we fall down heavily because of the bearish divergence. But now it is showing a bullish divergence, which can move the market back up here at where it was. But today is just the beginning of the week, and the divergence was on the weekly. Today you have another spinning top kind of pattern, which is not bullish as we expect, but it is definitely closed almost above the previous candle. So we can say that probably it's working. So the bullish model is working, and we are heading upwards is what we have to assume. But as of now, the momentum is sideways on the daily. Right, so nothing yet to, but so yeah, so basically auto and pharma is showing improvement in the in the momentum, and the candlestick patterns and the divergences. It is indicating there is comeback or a revival in the sectors, right? And FMCG is it's a failed breakout that happened, and it is corrected, and it looks like it's going to consolidation. Momentum also is showing consolidation. Okay. You don't know. Reality we observe. We have seen that it is a breakout, right? On the weekly basis, we have seen that it's a breakout, and it is going up. It's heading up, right? Reality is heading up, right? This is the most bullish sector we can say, right? So that's it on the sector analysis. IT is bullish, metal is bullish, the reality is bullish. Auto, pharma, and FMCG are catching up. FMCG is sideways. Auto is recovering from the bearishness, and pharma is also expected to move from the dip after the dip that it made earlier. Right. So that's about the sector. Now USDINR, how did it work? Actually, you can see that the dollar index has dipped today. So dollar is weakened, and USDINR on a weekly basis we have seen that there is a gravestone doji on the weekly. No, on the monthly actually. We have seen that on the monthly there is a gravestone doji. So gravestone doji indicates bearishness. Just hit the channel top and it has come down. Right. So monthly basis. So for that to see whether that gravestone doji has worked or not, it takes a few months or at least 1 month to know whether it is effective or not. It is confirmed or not, right? But it looks like in daily also today there is some kind of gravestone pattern or an inverse hammer pattern. Here it looks like a inverse hammer. Inverse hammer is a reversal signal again. Yeah, but yeah, so overall you can see that it's hovering around the support area. Anytime it can break. It almost broke once, and so basically it is the US dollar is weakening, and rupee is slowly weakening the last few days. You can see, right, as compared to the previous 75 levels, it has dipped, and the question is whether it will dip further down. That will be depending on whether it is able to hold the support zone where it is right now or not, right? But the gravestone on a daily is not. This is wrongly mentioned as gravestone on daily, and so now it looks to me that it is not a gravestone; it's an inverse hammer. Inverse hammer has got bearishness in it, but it's not as deadly as a gravestone logic, right? So it's an inverse hammer on the daily that you're seeing there, with the bearish wick. The bearish pressure can be seen here. That means bears are trying to pull it further down, although it is trying to come up. So there is likelihood that rupee can strengthen in the coming days, right? And if we go to the gold today, what happened to the gold? The daily it is forming a doji kind of pattern, indecisive. It is also consolidating and slowly trending upwards towards the channel top, right? So most likely it may, either move up or it may settle around the support zones, right? That's what we can expect. And the global markets, if you look today, it's all green. You can see that the Dow, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, all are green, right? And European markets are also seen as green, and Shanghai also is green. So global markets does not have any big moves that is seen there. Yeah. So just to wrap up, um, yeah. So there was a PMI result fund, news also that came out, and this week also has some RBI policy that can come in, and Fed meeting something is there on Friday also. So it's a eventful week, you can say. And probably the PMI data was positive, and that's why market kicked up. So you can see that the weekly bullish divergence on the technical side, what we saw as in the previous days analysis, seems to be working in market, especially the Nifty moved up. Bank Nifty moved up, but very slightly, and is showing bearishness much more than the Nifty. Nifty is hitting the support, the resistance zone, and then trying to break out. And Bank Nifty is still taking the support zone and not even attempting the resistance zone. So overall, you see that um, the consolidation is continuing, right? From a daily view, if you see, it is just consolidating within a band, both of Nifty and Bank Nifty, with slight more bearishness in the Bank Nifty. That's what we understand. Right now, how do we approach this? The same way that how we have been approaching. Positional traders does not have to worry about anything until the levels of 15,000 or 15,500, depending on where they enter, is drop, right? And if the breakout is there, you just have to trail the profits. And intraday, it's very difficult to play because V-shaped recovery, sudden dips and sudden spikes, and all these are creating problems of both options, sellers and buyers. So you just have to play it safe with tight stop loss is all we can do, right? Depending on if the previous day's ranges are broken or not. That is only thing that we can do at this low volatility, you know, uh, kind of environment that we have right now. So I hope this gives you an overview on what exactly happened today. Now the beginning of the new month, the new week, and it also gives you a view on how you have to approach it for the next day, next week, next month, right? By listening to these parameters, right? And if you like it, if you find it useful, share it to your friends. Subscribe to it first, and if you to subscribe is the only thank you that you can give if you find it useful, right? And so please don't hesitate to share it to maximum number of people. That is only ask from our side, right? That is the only thing that helps us to stay motivated to come out with more videos. So please do subscribe, and please share with maximum number of your friends, relatives, and that's all I have. Happy trading, happy learning.